totally cooperating, just with my not doing anything, but I'll cooperate. Sir, I will be very cooperative. All right, let's try down, please.
That's not you on the 27th. Food line parking lot, Traveler's Rest.
I don't think so.
Look, man.
Where's that? I don't know where that is.
Yes, you do.
It's not making sense. So you're the last person to be in a vehicle you wiped out of a lady that's missing.
That sounds really...
28 years ago, a man kidnapped a woman and was sentenced to 30 years in prison for the crime. Nearly 3 decades later, that same man would be seen on surveillance footage being picked up by an 80-year-old woman named Edna Suttles in a parking lot. That moment would mark the last time Edna was ever seen alive. Days later, detectives retraced Edna's movements and uncovered chilling CCTV footage showing the same man driving her car. But what investigators didn't yet realize was that Edna was not his only victim. At around 9 a.m. on August 27th, Edna Suttles left her home in Traveler's Rest to check on a friend. Hours passed with no sign of her. Then, later that day, 911 dispatchers received a concerning call.
Greenville County 911, what's your emergency? A fitter was supposed to show up to be with my mom today. Her name is Edna Suttles, and she didn't show up. This is not like her. She shows up like clockwork, so something's wrong.
That call would be the first link in a long chain of mysteries. Officers were sent to Edna's home to conduct a welfare check. There was no response. Inside, there were no signs of forced entry and no indication of a struggle, but Edna was gone. When police spoke with her son, another troubling detail emerged. More than $50,000 worth of jewelry was missing from the house. Even more alarming, Edna's vehicle was gone. Investigators knew that finding her car would be the key to understanding where she had gone and who she had last been with. A search for the missing vehicle began immediately. 6 days later, Edna's car was discovered abandoned in the parking lot of a hotel in Traveler's Rest. The location made no sense. Edna lived nearby and had no reason to stay at a hotel. Staff confirmed that no one under her name had checked in. With few leads, detectives turned to surveillance footage to retrace Edna's final movements. At 9:30 a.m., a nearby pawn shop camera captured Edna leaving her home and driving toward a local Food Lion grocery store. 9 minutes later, she arrived in the parking lot. Surveillance showed a man approaching her vehicle carrying 2 grocery bags. He entered the passenger seat, and the two drove back to Edna's home. 4 hours later, at 1:43 p.m., Edna's car left her home again and returned to the same Food Lion. But this time, Edna wasn't driving. The man exited the driver's seat and walked to his own vehicle, parking it beside Edna's car. He then dragged something from her vehicle and placed it into his own. At first, investigators couldn't tell what was being moved. But after frame-by-frame analysis, the horrifying truth became clear. It wasn't what was being moved, it was who. Detectives identified the unmistakable golden hair of Edna Suttles. At 1:47 p.m., the man drove Edna's car to the hotel parking lot, where it would later be found. Surveillance footage showed him wiping down the doors and seats, attempting to erase any trace of himself. By 2:14 p.m., he returned to the Food Lion, got into his own vehicle, and drove away. That was the last time Edna Suttles was ever seen alive. The investigation now hinged on one question: who was the man in the footage? Due to the grainy video and limited camera angles, identifying him proved difficult, and the case threatened to stall, until detectives noticed one critical detail. The man had exited the store carrying groceries. Purchase had been made. Investigators obtained footage from inside the Food Lion and reviewed transaction records. That breakthrough led them to a terrifying realization. The man was Daniel Prince. 24 years earlier, in 1997, Prince had been convicted of kidnapping a woman in Michigan. He had restrained her, shackled her hands, and held her captive. She escaped only by sheer luck. Prince was sentenced to up to 30 years in federal prison but was released on parole in 2009. After his release, Prince worked as a handyman, primarily for elderly women living alone, the same demographic as both his previous victim and Edna Suttles. Detectives now feared the worst. They were dealing with a known kidnapper, and there was still a possibility, however slim, that Edna might be alive. Despite Prince's disturbing past, investigators lacked enough evidence to immediately charge him with kidnapping or murder. However, they did have probable cause for grand larceny involving Edna's stolen vehicle. A warrant was issued for Prince's arrest and to search his property.
Totally cooperating, just relax. Not doing anything without cooperating. Alright, oh my God, stand up on your feet. Right there. Yeah. Sir, I will be very cooperative.
When officers arrived at his home, despite the overwhelming police presence, Prince appeared calm and composed, almost as if he believed he could talk his way out. During the interrogation, detectives began with a relaxed, friendly approach, deliberately avoiding revealing how much evidence they had. They allowed Prince to speak freely, giving him space to create his own contradictions.
What do you do now?
I do a lot of home remodeling, home repairs. I lay a lot of tile, and I got a customer base that has me doing stuff.
Okay, so why Boston, North Carolina, come all the way down from, say, Michigan or Wisconsin?
Okay, here, this is real easy. I'm originally from the east side of the state of Michigan, but I was in prison in Michigan for a while, and when I paroled to the west side of the state.
Okay. What'd you get locked up for? Because you said you got paroled.
I was locked up for a kidnapping charge.
Okay.
And I did 13 and a half years for that.
Oh, wow.
I did 1.5 years for a false statement on a vehicle title. You know, when they're not sure if they're going to make something, they want something to hold you with. So the false statement, that's all that was. The kidnapping, I was doing some bad shit that I shouldn't have been doing.
Fair enough.
But I shouldn't have gotten kidnapping. But I was doing some bad shit.
What kind of shit? What should have you gotten?
I really don't want to say.
We're just bullshitting.
No,
We're just bullshitting.
Nothing when you're talking to two police detectives in a room. It's just bullshit. Okay, I've been through the system enough to know that. Yeah. All I'm going to say about that is I did my time. I made my first parole, and I haven't been in trouble since.
Hey, and that's great to know. You know, a lot of people, especially being what you've been through, they come out and they go right back to it.
Prince claimed he was a reformed man, simply helping Edna meet a private investigator she feared meeting alone.
I talked to you about August 27th, 2021 of this year.
What day of the week was that?
Oh, it was a Friday.
Okay.
Okay, so specifically the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
What, 2 weeks ago? Do you remember where you were at?
Not specifically.
Where do you think you were at?
I've been going all over the place. I've been back and forth to Charlotte. I've been down to South Carolina.
Like, where's your jobs in South Carolina taking you?
Actually, I was down to Traveler's Rest, but I don't know if it was Friday or Thursday. I know I'd been there earlier that week.
But you don't remember which day specifically?
No, it was either Thursday or Friday.
What kind of job were you working on?
I wasn't.
You wasn't?
I wasn't. This lady had talked to me several times. I'd been down to her house 2 or 3 times. We kind of got to be friends. This woman has so many damn problems, mostly her daughter. She would call me and have me come down there.
Okay.
She said she needed to have money at one point in time to help her daughter because her daughter was in jail. Then she needed money another time because she was hiring a private investigator. Because her son-in-law she talked to me all kinds of stuff about it. We got to be pretty good friends about stuff like that.
How'd you meet her initially?
Years ago.
Okay.
Years ago, it was somebody given me her name or number, or her my name and number.
But surveillance footage told a very different story. When detectives confronted him with the images, Prince appeared visibly stunned. Still, he continued to deny responsibility and attempted to shift suspicion elsewhere.
What you're telling us is that's not you on the 27th? Food Line parking lot, Traveler's Rest?
I don't think so.
That's not you.
That's me. Where's that?
Food Line, August 27th, 2021, 9:23.
Okay.
22 seconds. Ringing a bell?
Yep. Yeah, I went down to Food Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were you doing down there that day?
She wanted me to look at some stuff at her house.
Okay.
And she picked me up at Food Line because she wanted me with her when she was gonna go meet some guy for private investigator.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us about that.
She wanted me to meet her down there.
Okay.
She was nervous because she says, I'm not sure I trust this guy. And she knows I've been in the military. And she says, will you meet me? She wanted me to see if this guy was going to meet her where he was supposed to meet her.
Do you know where?
There was a hotel lobby that he had finally said, meet me at the hotel.
Okay.
She says, drive up there and see if he's there. And I drove up there, and things are starting to sound really squirrely to me.
What were you driving?
I was driving a blue car.
Your wife's car or your car?
My wife's car.
So that's y'all coming down 25, you and her together?
It could be.
Okay, because that's her car. That's about 13:45 on the 27th.
Okay.
So you're with her there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not saying yeah. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that could be her.
Yeah, here's a different angle. But I mean, we've watched this car, right?
Okay.
Here's y'all in the hotel parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh look, there's y'all backing in.
Yeah.
And a couple of different copies of it. Backing in.
Yeah.
Oh look, you get out. Nobody else gets out.
I told you that.
You're walking around the car.
Yeah.
You wipe the entire car down.
Because I was worried.
You were worried. There's you walking across the parking lot in front of Little Caesars.
Mm-hmm.
And there's you getting back into your car and driving away.
Oh, she's with me.
Look, man, you are a good dude. I honestly do believe that you screwed up years and years ago.
Further investigation uncovered mud on the wheels of Prince's vehicle, suggesting he had driven off-road, possibly to dispose of a body. Under mounting pressure, Prince finally admitted he had been with Edna on the day she disappeared.
Not a bad guy.
Right.
Nobody is saying that you're some evil, twisted dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We need to know where it is. We've processed the car. We found the dirt. Where did you go off-road?
I never.
Where did you leave?
Oh, I can tell you exactly where she and I had gone off-road.
Please.
When we were going from 25 south, there was, off to the right, there was a truck with a trailer and another vehicle there that had a for sale sign on it. And it looked like an older truck. And I needed a work truck. And I went ahead and I pulled in and with her, and then we pulled out. And it was right there on 25.
He insisted he dropped her off safely at home, but detectives already knew the truth. He was the last person to see her alive.
Right now, her family is desperately looking for her.
She's missing right now.
Yes, Dan, where is Ed?
I don't have a clue.
Yes,
I dropped her off at her house.
Dan, please listen. You did not drop her off at her house. We have followed that car the entire day up and down 25.
Mm-hmm.
There's a number of minutes that are unaccounted for that are not by her house.
Which car? Mine or hers?
Dan, stop playing games. You know what we're
When I
talking
got,
about.
okay, I can help you here.
Okay.
You gotta give me a second. You gotta let me answer the questions when they're asked. When I dropped her vehicle off looking for the guy, she said she wanted me to take her and drive around in my vehicle. So I left her vehicle. I went down to Food Lion and she was in my vehicle with me. And I dropped her off at home.
Dan, we watched the video. She is not.
The car sits there.
It sits there, man.
No, not in her car.
Never.
My car.
We
I
watched you
dropped
go
her
back
off
to
with
Food
my car.
Lion. You did not drop anyone off, man.
I picked her back up. She sat in my car at Food Lion and I went back and got her.
No, you did not.
The lies he told during that interrogation would ultimately seal his fate. A search of Prince's property revealed illegal automatic weapons, firearms he was forbidden from possessing due to his criminal history. That alone carried serious federal consequences. But investigators also found something even more damning: a yogurt cup. It was the same yogurt Prince had purchased shortly before Edna disappeared. Laboratory testing revealed it was laced with a dangerous combination of drugs, lorazepam, tramadol, and cyclobenzaprine. Together, they caused severe central nervous system depression, effectively sedating the victim. Edna never stood a chance. Confronted with overwhelming evidence, Prince eventually confessed, not only to Edna's murder, but to 3 others. His first victim was Dolores Sellers, whom Prince claimed he euthanized at the request of her daughter, Nancy Rigo. When Nancy later threatened to contact police, Prince killed her as well. For years afterward, Prince collected Nancy's social security checks using power of attorney and impersonated her by sending emails to family members to hide her death. His third victim was Leah Goodman, whom Prince claimed tried to rob him. Like the others, her body was discarded in a remote location. Edna Suttles was his fourth and final victim. On May 16, 2022, nearly a year after her disappearance, Edna's body was found buried near Prince's home in Rutherford County. Despite decomposition, authorities were able to positively identify her and return her remains to her family.
Quite a lot of stuff found in your bee house. There could be a million explanations for some of that stuff, and I don't want to jump to conclusions. And if there's something that happened that you didn't intend to happen, let's talk about it.
There are things that have to happen, and there are things that are going to happen. And I'm a realist, and I have acceptance with this. I would like a little bit of control in how they happen. If you tell them to turn that off, I will talk to you a little more freely.
In the end, Prince avoided trial by making a deal with authorities. He revealed the location of Edna's body in exchange for federal charges, better prison conditions, and avoidance of the death penalty. He was sentenced to life in prison. Believing the cameras were off, Prince attempted one final manipulation. But unknown to him, investigators had left the audio recording running. What followed was the chilling confession of a man who believed he was finally in control, only to discover it was already over.
Let's put it this way. A person I was very good friends with wanted to do something to put someone basically out of their misery that was very closely related to them. That's one body. That person started having an extreme amount of guilt over this and decided they were going to go tell what had happened. That's the second body. There's a third body that I did not kill, and I knew that they'd be getting Social Security disability for the rest of their life. So I got rid of said bodies, for example, so that I could continue to use the car.
By any chance, while he's getting all this squared away, can you just help me get that closure for Edna's family?
Not until I have this. I clam up like a clam if this doesn't go federal for everything.